Mr. Stark making an appearance. Iron Man is one of those unconventional, somewhat homemade superheroes like Batman or Kick-Ass that transfer so well to the screen. The thing I like so much about this movie, other than Robert Downey Jr.'s performance, which in my opinion produces one of the best protagonists in a superhero movie ever, was with how the director Jon Favreau collaborated with the comic book authors in order to get the movie right.
You have till tomorrow to assemble my missile.
I should be dead already. Unless it was for a reason. I just finally know what I have to do.
That doesn't look like a missile. What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big.
Watchmen. One of us died tonight. Somebody knows why. Somebody knows.
Who watches The Watchmen, you ask? I watch The Watchmen over and over again because it is such an awesome movie. The great thing about the number 4 movie on my list is that it's one of those movies that every time you watch it, you find something new. It is also a very thought-provoking movie, not unlike the graphic novel that it spawns from. And although the cast of this movie is relatively unknown, it produced some pretty strong performances, especially by that of Jackie Haley as Rorschach. After watching his performance, I'm quite sure they could not have cast a better actor to play that role.
The world will look up and shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper, "No."
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. It's past curfew, you know.
Remember the 5th of November. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but I know one thing I'll be sure to remember, and that's the number 3 movie on my list, V for Vendetta. Going into this movie, I must admit, I knew nothing of the comic book series, but left as a huge fan of everything V. The thing I liked most about this movie was the overall story. It reminded me a lot of my favorite book, 1984, but in this case the protagonist was an ass-kicking terrorist and not some overweight, mid-aged office worker. Don't get me wrong, the action in this movie was plenty, and the fight scenes were amazing, but it's the overall story that seems to bring you in, time and time again.
Kill him. My turn. The only verdict is vengeance.
A year ago, these cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened?
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
The Dark Knight, the godfather of superhero movies. This not only is a great superhero movie, it's a great movie. Plain and simple, it's a cinematic masterpiece. The story was constructed in such a way that you begin to connect with the characters on screen, and feel the overall creepiness of the Joker as his laughs and shrills down your spine. I remember the first time I watched this movie, every time the Joker would come on screen I had no idea what was going to happen next, creating an epic movie watching experience. The Dark Knight is the basic story of good versus evil, with about 10,000 other complexities thrown in, making it an instant masterpiece.
Will you be wanting the back pod, sir?
Middle of the day, Alfred? Not very subtle.
The Lamborghini, then.
Much more subtle.
Now
for our next item, the Royal Crown of Bethmora, a piece from a long-lost culture.
Lost? Not at all. Very much alive. And I am here to reclaim what is rightfully mine. Call security!
And coming in at number 1, Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. This is a stunningly beautiful film. If you've never seen a Guillermo del Toro movie before, you're missing out. His art style is out of this world. Hellboy 2 is one of those movies that you can get lost in. But a movie cannot rely on its art style alone, and you can be certain this one doesn't. It still manages to tell a great story with grade A acting, amazing fight scenes, and a fair amount of humor thrown in. Basically, it has something for everyone, mixing fantasy, action, humor, and awesomeness, all together for your viewing pleasure.
The Golden Army, the unstoppable force.
Oh, crap.
Kill them!
Wouldn't do that if I were you. They're afraid of me.
You have more in common with us than with them, demon.
Excuse me. Make the choice. You woke up the baby.
Alright guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that. One movie that didn't make the list that probably should have, I couldn't find any clips for it unfortunately, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. It's the movie that brought superheroes back into the limelight, made them cool again after the last few Batman movies. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, make sure you guys stop by the website daily because we have daily updates, all your gaming news there. And we will see you June 11th through the 18th for the Mario Marathon.